Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And my question of today is, what is your favorite crypto? Put it down below in the comment section, and also, if you are enjoying the daily crypto news, make sure you press the like button and of course, subscribe to the channel too. Now, having said that, it's been quite a beautiful week, even though a lot of you guys don't seem to see it that way. XRP has gone up about 7.5% over the day, and over the week about 16.5%. It's actually doing pretty good if you compare it to Bitcoin or BNB or Cardano, or actually quite a lot of coins for that matter. It's just in comparison to Ethereum or Dogecoin that it looks to be doing quite bad. But out of the rest of the top 7 right here, XRP is actually performing quite well, which is pretty fun to see. Also, on the same note, right now it just looks like Bitcoin is retesting the highs that we saw previously, now coming back down, maybe retesting the support level, and XRP is coming along with that in different terms. I mean, it's really not looking in the same fashion, but then again, that's also because Bitcoin's dominance has been going down so significantly that I think altcoins have a little bit more life on its own right now, and so the real how would you say that? The real reliance and correlation with Bitcoin is going to get less and less and less here as Ethereum swoops on over, and that ultimately, I think, is also going to be reflected in altcoins, which again is most likely seen here to some degree, where again you can see Ethereum just pumping it up first, and then some other coins taking it over a little bit later throughout the road. XRP obviously has had some really strange journey for this matter in the couple of years prior to Ethereum really becoming a thing. But I guess the reference point should be here, the 2017 bull run. I guess it started here, let's say the start of 2017, just so Ethereum pump up first, and then XRP coming up a little bit later, a couple months afterwards. And same thing right here. I guess here it went a little bit more similar, Ethereum and XRP on the same way, but that's because XRP actually overtook Ethereum, but still, it was rather interesting to see. And just, as long as Bitcoin goes down in dominance, a lot of these altcoins will be popping off. On the same note, this is the platform I'm using for trading right now. The trade is still popping off, by the way, over on Bybit. All right, so John Deaton said over on Twitter, I have more than a few DMs from people asking whether it is possible that if we are successful in the motion to intervene and then lose the underlying case, if sanctions would be ordered against XRP holders. First, there are currently 6 named proposed interveners. I have alleged, along with those 6 named interveners and all others similarly situated, these 17,000-ish people that have signed up to join are not officially in the case. The 6 named interveners are not yet in the case for that matter. I have informed the court that I represent a putative class of 12,000 plus, and it has grown very much so since. If we win the motion to intervene, then that doesn't mean everyone that signed up is a defendant in the case. In order to be a defendant in the case, the judge would have to certify a class, i.e. class action, and before she did that, people would have an opportunity to choose to be in the class or not. You would have the choice. Regarding sanctions, sanctions are only ordered by the judge, not the SEC. Unfortunately, some people are now under the impression that the SEC can punish them and issue sanctions against them for signing up. This is not true. A judge would only be considering sanctions if the SEC asked for sanctions against XRP holders. The SEC would have to publicly ask for sanctions against the retail investors that they are sworn to protect, not sure Gensler wants that publicity. Now, this specific part is the most important out of everything he says. What it's referring to is about this whole lawsuit, right? You have Ripple against the SEC. John Deaton is trying to intervene, which basically is to get the XRP community into this lawsuit. And the SEC has called this garbage. They don't like it at all. And some people have now wondered, what if they intervene and then they lose? Would that be bad for me as an XRP holder if I were to get into this case? And John here explains that no, that's not the case, because the only way that could be so is if the SEC were to make public that they want the judge to go against us. And what they're basically doing then is XRP holders who want to come into this lawsuit because they don't feel properly represented, the SEC has to say, you know what, those guys who try to do that, who try to come up for their own rights, yeah, no, we want to punish them for that one. We want to punish them as hard as we can. We're supposed to protect them. No, you know what? Screw them. And in John Deaton's words, there's no way that that's going to happen because that would be really odd. It's some really strange publicity, and that's not the publicity they need right now. One thing I would say is the SEC has been hammering that the XRP community wants to make them look bad and wants to show corruption and whatnot. So I guess they don't really like us. Let's put it like that. Then again, such a statement would be too heavy, I think, of a burden on them. However, let's quickly check it out. Doesn't want that publicity. But even if the SEC, hypothetically speaking, wanted to ask for something so absurd, only the judge could order sanctions against anyone. Ask yourself this question. Do you really think a judge is going to order sanctions against XRP holders? Why? Because we asked to intervene to protect our interests? That would mean that in this case, the judge says, yes, I agree with you, and I will allow you to intervene to protect your interests, but then later turns around and issues sanctions against the same people that she agreed had a right to intervene in the first place. As of right now, the SEC isn't asking for sanctions against Ripple, let alone retail holders of XRP. It sounds absurd by just reading it. The SEC is seeking the disgorgement of the gains realized by Ripple and the two executives and pays civil penalties under Section 20D, which applies to controlled persons and prohibit Ripple, Brad, and Chris from offering digital asset securities in the future. I hope this explains things for people. Please know that if you have submitted your name but now wish to be removed for any reason, that is perfectly okay too, by John Deaton. Whew. So, damn, right? Damn. I'm quite amazed by people's thoughts, but I do get the scare a little bit. I do get where the scare is coming from, and all I can say about this one right now is, man, if you signed up, little claps to you, because that is definitely brave. Apparently you're having a real, no, just kidding, guys. It's not that big a deal in my opinion. All you're doing is just basically adding to the cause. You're basically adding a little, number to this list. There's not really that much that you're actually doing, to be completely honest with you. I guess you could if you really wanted to go heavy on it, but in the end, you're just putting your name on a list to make sure that it's shown to the judge how many people are feeling misrepresented. And I would say that the judge does feel that, right? If all of a sudden you come up to it, no, let's say it like this. The SEC sues Ripple, and no, we should actually call it a different project. The SEC sues a project, and all of a sudden, boom, an army of 25,000 people with signed letters show up because they feel as if they're being hurt by the SEC right now. The judge is going to be like, ooh, damn, all right, that's pretty heavy. And specifically the case earlier, the hearing, the 30th and the 6th as well, where 4,000 people showed up in a couple of minutes. It was freaking full to listen to that conversation. The judge hears it. The judge knows it. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching right now. People want to know what is going on. People feel as if they're playing around with their money. I feel it too. And I feel no connection to Ripple whatsoever. I feel no obligation from them. I feel no connection to them at all. And I want the I want the judge to know that too, that I feel as if Ripple is doing what they want, okay? But I don't feel like I'm owed anything by Ripple. I don't feel as if I'm connected to Ripple, nothing like that. And if they want to consider all those XRP sales in the past a security, so be it. I don't really care about that. All I care about is my XRP holdings right now and the future of that. That is what I care about. Now, Jesse Hines, whom you guys most likely know as another Ripple / crypto lawyer type of guy, he posted something quite contrarian / controversial over on Twitter. But the reason I retweeted it is because, well, I do want you guys to know both sides. So even though I am extremely, and I should say once more, extremely bullish on the XRP case, and I do believe they'll win, I'm 99.9% sure about that. And also, I think if they do, the price will go at least times 4, 5, 6, at least times 5, let's say it like that. I still think $5 is just an easy target for XRP. The recording software just decided to shut itself off right there. What it was basically saying is that I think that's kind of a low target for XRP, like a $5 or so, like a little bit above all-time high. I still think there's a lot to come. However, Jesse Hines posted on Twitter, people are misinterpreting the SEC recent response in the SEC v. Ripple case. I don't have time now, but I'll try to prepare a thread on this later. But the too long didn't read version is, the SEC's response to the motion to intervene is actually reasonable and accurate on the law. And the reason a lot of people are hating him for this one or going really against him is because what they're saying, the SEC, is quite severe. And for example, Carbon Neutral posted here, this is coming from the SEC. Furthermore, the SEC states that XP holders are attempting to start a crusade against the government agency to expose its alleged corruption. It also implies that attorney John Deaton, who's spearheading the effort, is trying to boost his Twitter clout. And somebody actually referenced that a little bit down below here. He said, okay, it's actually gone for some reason. It's actually, oh, here we go. Ciev asked, John, I gotta ask you how it is to boost your Twitter cloud coming along. I heard it pays extra good law. He says, Lamau, I gave up running a law firm and making sure I could maintain payroll and walked away from my clients, even though some of them are unfortunately, not doing well. I told them I'm out, I gotta work on my Twitter game. And I thought I heard it all. Yeah, it's definitely quite interesting exactly what they're saying right there, but damn, I don't think it's really fair, to be honest with you. I just think their motion to intervene's response, or whatever response they're making, are always logical to some degree because, well, they have law firms, right? So a good part of their responses are always going to be in accordance to the law. However, I would say the motion to intervene's response, the response to the motion to intervene was actually quite bad, mostly on the place where they're saying the XP holders have no place in all of this. It actually depends on how you turn the ball around. If you're saying there is a lawsuit right now between Ripple and the SEC regarding Ripple's specific sales of XRP, and only if Ripple sold investment contracts, on the surface it sounds like only Ripple is involved, right? But since they are selling investment contracts, and those contracts are XRP sales basically, right? And XRP is the thing we're talking about, and they're not only alleging that Ripple's sales are those, but all sales of that crypto or that security basically are security sales. That's where the difficulty lies, and that's actually where we are necessary in this suit because nobody defends us properly. You cannot say that Ripple does it. You cannot. It is not the truth. Ripple acts out of Ripple's best interest, not XRP's best interest. It's logic, though. Ripple has the company to protect, not only XRP. And we as hodlers only have XRP because that's the part that we are invested in. So I would disagree with them, but then again, it is important to understand both sides. And there is obviously going to be some stuff from the SEC side, which is true. They can most likely, out of the 5 points, have 2 valid ones. That doesn't mean they'll actually win it in the end, though. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. The judge has to ultimately decide on all of this. Just want to quickly say, guys, once more, if you are enjoying the daily crypto videos, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, because why not? Now, Mac Attack posted, ultimately, all the money from the 99% digital assets will go to the 1% that remains and has utility. I agree with this too for a good part. I often tell you guys that $100 or whatever per XRP is possible. I like to talk about that because I really firmly believe so. But that is also on the basis that I firmly believe that the digital asset realm that we are witnessing right now is just, let's say, 1% of where it is about to go, and that there's going to be so much money flowing from different sectors and different areas into crypto. And specifically, since XRP is going to be having a big deal to do with the bigger markets as well, with the FX markets, for example, I do believe a lot of money will be stored up in there just for storage and for ease of purpose, basically. Because if you start to think about it, if you want to send some money from the US to, let's say, Nigeria, right, or pick a freaking country, Mexico, it is definitely easier, regardless of where the country is, pick Philippines, to just have one currency, specifically one that's only online, only digital like XRP, rather than having pesos, for example, and dollars in different countries and moving everything around. You might say, Dusty, it's easier to just have dollars, right? Well, that depends as well. What if you want to do the transfers back, right, really rapidly? You're going to always want to have that different cash in reserve, and just to make it all easier, XRP really is a nice asset to just hold your crypto in. Specifically, if you as a company also do not want to be too involved with all the inflation, XRP is really quite a juicy option. Then FLR is just popping off still. $2 freaking. I still can't believe it hit $2.20. It's sometimes really odd for me to just see how this is moving. But again, keep in mind that this right now is a really small amount of flare in comparison to what is going to be coming out. And it's supposed to come out next month. So let us wait, let us see. Then Digital joins Foundry USA pool with 5,700 machines, adding up to 280 pH per second of computing power to the pool. Digital is the latest mining company to leverage Foundry USA's pool's institutional grade services while advancing Foundry's mission to decentralizing the Bitcoin mining network. What I wanted to say about this one is I actually believe, still as of this point, that Bitcoin is not properly decentralized. It depends on your way of viewing things, because you might say, Dusty, it's all over the world. You, as an individual, can easily add to it, so it's definitely decentralized. Yes, but no. Because of the amount of mining still going on in one specific part in China, it's still a little bit of a problem. And even though it's getting better, what this quote-unquote bettering means is also there's so much more power being used right now because the hashes are picking up here. The amount of work being done is just drastically increasing, that the difficulty is going to be going up. And it's in the end, the more people that come on in, the more useless every single person becomes, and the harder it's going to be for an individual to mine something because, again, more people come on in. It's definitely something, right? It's definitely something to think about, how freaking expensive in the end of things it's going to be, at least in my opinion. Then Dogecoin reaches an all-time high because it joined a new app called BITRUE. I'm not exactly sure if it was this addition that got its price gain or because people are anticipating Elon Musk saying something about it in about a day or two. Then again, it is pumping up like crazy. And even though I keep saying, guys, Doge is something you shouldn't touch with a 50-foot pole unless you want to play a little bit of a risk game, it's doing good, right? We got to give it credit where it's due. It's doing good. And then only whales move Doge. Data suggests major Dogecoin wealth gap. To be honest, the most amount of Doge that's being moved right now are from guys that have a ton of Doge. And since it's really not a scarce asset whatsoever, in the end of things, a lot of people will get burned by this one. And a lot of the guys manipulating the price right now are big freaking whales of Doge. And I think that this is a higher ranked game. I don't think this is really a retail pump on its own. I think it's a lot of this is just institutional, but then again, you can never really prove that, right? I just think so. Mostly because it's such a huge amount of money that's being pumped in here right now, such a huge amount of money that's being shifted. Even if there's a million people coming on in, if they have on average $1,000, right, that's $1 billion. That ain't really gonna do that much because $1 million is really at maximum of the people that came in. And $1,000 is really high with an average price. I think it's gonna be more about $100 on average to people invest. So in the end, it's mostly just some big guys with some big ass freaking money trying to manipulate the price, trying to put something on there. But again, that is just my opinion on the matter. Maybe a lot of people got paid to promote this. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in another video. But for right now, if you enjoyed it, let me just quickly say it once more. A little quick shameless plug, shout out, whatever. That you should subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let me know down below what type of style in terms of videos you like better. Like more quiet, more ecstatic. I'm not really sure what I should go for. Right now, it's freaking late in the night though, as you most likely have already noticed. For me at least. But yeah, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys again in another one. Take care, and take care.